So I'm about to install this kitchen right here. This is the overhead. It's an L-shaped kitchen with an island. So L-shape with an island. So I just wanted to show you kind of how we lay this out initially. So the first thing I want to do is I want to put the suspension rail up for our upper cabinets. These are upside down, but these are suspension blocks and they hang on suspension rail. And so I want to screw the suspension rail in so I can hang my upper cabinets and adjust them. So the first thing that I do is I go through, I take my laser and I set it up and I find the high spot of the floor, which is going to be in this corner right here. So everything's kind of sloping away from that corner. And so that gives me my overall cabinet height, which I have marked there. And then all I did was I took a metal plate that comes with our laser. I have a fridge cabinet that's very deep. You can see that's that wall right there. So that's going to be covered. So I found a stud. I screwed a metal plate into the stud so I could stick my laser up there. And that is an adjustment that I'll show you up close here. So this is the metal plate. And then this contraption just magnetizes to it and I can adjust it up and down and left and right. And so I just matched it up with my mark over here because that's what I'm going off of. And so now I'm just laying out where the cabinets end. So now I can go through here, find the studs with my stud finder and hang my suspension rail so I can do the upper cabinets. So that's how we do it with a laser. So I'll show you kind of up close what it looks like. I've already got suspension rail cut and hung for 3 cabinets there. And then I have 2 more cabinets here, a little small upper and a refrigerator cabinet. So I already went through on the plans. I knew the widths of the cabinets, so I cut all my suspension rail beforehand. And then I'll stick that right there. And then our tool carts, I just wheel it everywhere I've gone. It wheels right up next to me. And I have everything I need in here to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my stud finder. And so this laser line is, again, I started at the high spot and then that's the center of my screws for the suspension rail. And so I'm going to grab my pencil from my pouch here. And then I know my cabinet ends here. I just did a little mark here and my cabinet's in between here. So the first thing I'm going to do is find my studs. It looks like I have one out here on the end. And there's a window, so there's a bunch of stuff right here. Mark it right here. That one's kind of weird. Mark my stud. Mark one right there. Bigger so I can see it, and then I probably will have to use a toggle. Oh, no, I'll have to use a toggle bolt out here. All right, so then I need 1 toggle bolt. I'll stick that right there, and then the laser lines me up in the center, and I want to go as far that way as possible. So I'm on my stud on that hole and that hole, and so I will add a toggle bolt right here. Put my pencil away. So then I've got 2 bits here. I've got a square tip and a Torx bit. The square will actually work on the toggle bolt bolts, and then the Torx is for our big installation screws. And then I need a little paddle bit, that guy, and the toggle bolt. So I'll go to where I made my mark here. This is an exterior wall, so there's insulation. So just with my paddle bit here, I kind of move the insulation out of my way. Belt clip there. I'll slide this in. Insulated walls are the worst. There we go. Just want to make sure it gets right up on the back of that sheetrock. Push that in, get it nice and tight. Waste tainer, and I missed. So I will grab my bolt. And I'm just going to go finger tight. Really not even tight, just screw that on there a little bit. I'm going to change my bits here. I'm going to go with the square, and I'm going to do my stud screws first. Oh wait, Torx bit. Got my green line, got my stud. Another screw. And then I'll switch back out to the square, which actually works on this little Phillips head here, but works just fine. All right, that's secure. I got one more to go, and then I can hang my upper cabinets.